All right, we are live. Good afternoon, everybody, or good morning, good evening, depending on when you are actually watching this. We are Speaker Insight. I'm Helena Holrick.
And I'm Kelly.
And we help speakers, authors, and coaches to build a portfolio business on your terms. And we always like to run some trainings that really allow you to make the most of all the tools that are out there as a speaker, author, or coach that allow you to really be seen. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today because as part of our training today, which is all about how to run a Facebook challenge. So we anticipate that several people are going to be here. There's Menica straight off the bat. There are 5 of you here. I've got no idea who you are unless you say hello. So we would love to hear from you. Obviously, we're going to do a little bit of the buzz in your business. If you are watching this as a replay, then do a hashtag replay, because we do like to know that you are actively taking part in these, whether it's on the day or whether it's a year later or even 2 days later. We don't really mind. We just want you to have the information. So we do want to hear from you. What is the buzz in your business? What's interesting, exciting? What have you learned? What is happening in your world, in your business right now? For us, we've been exceedingly busy. We've been, oh, hi, Kat. Nice to see you, babe. Kelly is just sharing out various things, including into the Connection Hub, which is our wonderful group of, 6,500 plus speakers, authors, and coaches that really come together to have brilliant conversations about their businesses. But not only that, there are opportunities, there are chances to talk to people, there are call outs. It's just a really vibrant and amazing place to be. The page is the stage, but the group is the after party. And boy, oh boy, oh boy,
in the comments.
Nice, fantastic. I see that. Right. So we've been really busy. Hi, Julie. Nice to see you, honey. What we've been busy doing is actually building our mini chat funnel. And as part of that, we are definitely going to talk to you about running challenges today. Somewhere in the week, not only do we do this, and not only do we each run a different business entirely to this also, but Kelly made a musical. Kelly?
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, I forgot about that.
She tries to forget about that. I don't let her. What happened?
Oh, well, my 15-year-old stepdaughter had homework of creating a movie. And so with a husband in musical theatre, it became a movie musical, which was quite embarrassing because I ended up having to sing, and then it went on Instagram and everywhere else. But anyway, that's me out of my own way. It was very funny feedback, but it's good to show that you can get creative juices flowing while in lockdown. The more important thing happened today actually is that my cleaners and my window cleaner came today for the first time in 6 weeks. And I was so grateful that they had the new whole, you're allowed cleaners and window cleaners to come out. So actually, that's probably the buzz in my business, because I am so happy that I don't have to clean my house anymore.
I completely love that. Yeah, interesting. The buzz in my business is that I'm running a virtual vision board workshop on Sunday. So if any of you are in that mind, then please, please, please do play with that. But the big buzz in our business, the thing that we've been kind of working towards, that we really know will help every single one of you, is that we're launching our visibility challenge. So we are really excited about it. So as we are in the process of launching a challenge, obviously we don't do anything, we don't recommend anything unless we've done it ourselves. And so we like to let you see behind the scenes and along the scenes and around with us in all sorts of ways. So as we are in the process of that, we thought we would teach you a little bit about that in this live. So,
and as Lena said, right, because we've run the Avatar Challenge before quite a few times in the Connection Hub, but this is our new learning for us. We've been, as Helena said at the beginning, we've been learning a ManyChat, which for those of you who don't know is a chat bot. And this time we're upping our game in our Facebook challenge, because we're not only using the emails and the social media posting, but we're also using this chatbot as our first experience of using ManyChat for ourselves, let alone for our clients. But this is the first time of using it for ourselves. So the link to the visibility challenge is in the comments. We're going to tell you a little bit more about that. because we are developing, we've decided to do this challenge, this live about how to run a Facebook challenge. So you can learn, as Helena says, behind the scenes and our developments of what we're doing, so you can also put them into place for your developments.
Yeah, and the thing about this is that some people kind of get in their heads about it. It's like, oh my God, a challenge, it looks like a lot of hard work, etc., etc. So we're always going to start with, why should you do it? Why might you want to do one of these? So I'm just going to say this. Imagine, that you have a way to raise the awareness of your audience of, the key topics that you talk about that are relevant to them. That's definitely one of the things. For those of you who are wanting to increase engagement in your groups, and I know that at least a couple of the Scottish contingent are here looking at exactly that, because we were talking about that yesterday, I think. So it really can increase the engagement in your group and the buzz around what people are talking about. But it's also, and we're big fans of market research, so it really helps you to get your group members, get to know them a lot better and understand what they're up to and where they're at with it. Menika's just saying she started her challenge today, so this is perfect timing.
Menika, you're doing a habit challenge, aren't you? So again, if you want to put the link in the comments to your habit challenge for people, your group, for people to join if they want to develop their habits, and this is a free for all. If you're running a challenge or whatever, then link it all down, right?
For sure. If you are watching this a year later, you can have a go, but you may not get as much traction, but it's okay. We want to know what you're up to, because the whole point around this is that, what you're doing by running a challenge is hopefully you choose, and we're going to help you a little bit with that. You choose topics that absolutely help the audience assess their own strengths and weaknesses in relation to that particular area that you can support them with. And you're educating them bit by bit so that they are absolutely getting more aware of what they're doing. And of course, it also does give you an opportunity to profile your own services. So why would you not want to run a challenge? That's what we say. But we are going to make it easier for you.
Right? We hear why you don't, right? And these are the reasons we hear this all the time. I don't know what topic to do my challenge on, right? Which is a bit of the same when we speak to people, or we have clients and they go, I don't know what to do my lead magnet on. I don't know what to do my keynote on. So these are common things, and we'll go through, we'll handle that first objection for you. The second one is that people also think, maybe what happens if nobody takes part, right? Maybe it's the fact that you have just started a group and there aren't many members in there, or you've just started profiling yourself in a new area as a coach or a speaker. And that's sometimes people's concern, that they go, oh, I don't want to do one yet because I haven't got a big enough group. I haven't got enough engagement. So we're going to flip that one on its head for you too.
For sure.
And then the final one, which we know is our avatar, you guys, we know you hate tech, right? And so that's one of the things that also holds people back from running a Facebook challenge. They don't know how to manage the tech involved, and they also don't know the formulaic structure of how to run a Facebook Live. So, what's the sequences, how often, how long. So we're going to spend as much time as we can. It's simple, but my top tip for you is, because we're launching our visibility challenge, which is in the comments today, even if you don't want to get more visible, which I wouldn't know why you wouldn't, even if you don't, go through the challenge just so you can see our landing page, our ManyChat sequence, our email, our blah, 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 the way that we do it, just so you get an experience of what we're going to teach you here today. So I highly recommend that as the top tip, if nothing else.
And the thing about that is you need to absolutely, I thought I'd let Kelly to have a sip of water, but you, or a cup of
water. Never.
Sorry, who are you? What was I thinking? That's me, isn't it? But the big thing around this is giving yourself the opportunity to think something through, which is of course what we do. Menika's just put hers in, which is great. Which is great. So the big thing here really is about you understanding what goes underneath it, because a lot of the time what holds you back is you imagine it to be so much bigger than it actively is. That's not to say that there isn't work involved, because with anything there is work involved, but the outcome of it is all of those things that we just talked about. And so your job here is really to consider how much time might be needed and what's actually going on. So that's what Kelly and I are going to take you through, so that you can begin to go, right, I'm not going to do it this quarter because actually making an impulsive decision may not be the right thing. And trust me, it's not the right thing, but you can plan it in for the next quarter. June's just coming up. That's the next quarter starting, right?
So those of you that are in our Changemaker Central membership, I can just see Andy and Alison and people like that joining now. Meniko, you're all in there, right? Maybe a Facebook challenge is something you're going to put in your Changemaker business tracker as something to develop for your next project for the next quarter, or at least part of the marketing strategy. So, okay, so let's go to this first objection that we have around, I don't know what to do a challenge on. I don't know what topic or what theme to do it on. Now, if you've been in our world for the last few years, you'll know that we talk about the user journey quite a lot. The change makers in watching this will know about our red carpet, bar, VIP show, and then VIP as a user journey. For those of you, I'm going to put a link in the comments in a minute about a Facebook Live that we did on user journey. But my point here is that Facebook challenges should be at the early stage of a user journey, customer journey with your ideal client. What that means is it's a really first step touch where they are looking for a solution to a problem, or they actually have an aspiration that they actually want to achieve, and they're looking for ways to do this. So this is not a bit where you're educating them about something that they're not aware that they need. This is, again, really early stage. I'm looking for a solution to this problem. Can you help solve it? And what we probably say for Facebook challenges is the purpose of it is to stretch them. It's to get them out of their comfort zone by actually testing something out in a safe environment. So that's why what we see a lot of people do wrongly with Facebook challenges is they overcomplicate it, right? They try and make the challenge all bells and whistles when really the most successful ones are so simple. Lead them to action every day. They make small steps of progress and they get one outcome at the end. It's really important. This is not where you teach all of your good stuff. You're looking at the one problem that they're going, okay, I just need to fix this. And remember, Facebook challenges are normally free. So this is, again, a place for you to demonstrate your expertise, hold them through the first step from A to B on that journey, to give them a taste of what's possible, to give them some sort of result, but not solve the whole entire problem. What we need to think about is, even if you're looking at yourself at the moment, what Facebook challenge would appeal to you? If you saw it come up in the Connection Hub or somewhere on Facebook, what would you think? Oh, I'd love to learn how to do that. I really need that skill now. I've got that problem. Blah. So you need to be thinking about what would interest you, because that gives you an area of the level of complexity and also the level of time, because there are some challenges at the moment that are 21-day, or Meniko's here, right? 21-day challenge. Now, we're laughing at. I'm not reading comments.
Sorry, Kat's just feeling a 4 intentions coming on.
Oh, of course. There's always an avatar, and there's always a 4 intentions, Kat, right? You should know our trainings by now. So if it is a 21-day, some people might get put off by that because they think, I haven't got the commitment to do something for 21 days. Or lockdown period where we're at, people might have more time, so that might be a perfect time to do that. Yeah. So you've got to think about yourself. I'm going to put here's a couple of suggestions of the types of titles, the level of complexity that I've seen some Facebook challenges out there. So a really popular one. I know that Andrew Edwarton runs this one. He's a member of the Connection Hub, but he's also got his own group. He runs the Facebook Live challenge really regularly. And that's to help people to get confident when they're live on camera, right? So a Facebook Live challenge could be, for those 5 days, you've got to go live and do a Facebook Live to get used to the tech, to get used to all these various things, but in a group where it's safe, not on your own public profile where you're messing up and you're tripping over your words and your credibility's being damaged. It's a safe environment. You might also think that you might want to be building your email list at the time. So I've seen people run the 700 email subscribers in 7 days challenge. Yeah. They give you a way of actually what they do is break down how you get 100 subscribers each day. But there's an end result there of 700 emails to build your list. You've also got the 7-day gratitude challenge. So people here who might be in the space of mindset, or people that are really struggling in mental health at the moment with what's going on in isolation, then maybe this 7-day challenge here of actually just being really grounded in what they can be grateful for actually helps them bring them into a much more grounded state and a more state of gratitude. So we've also heard of ones that some of our tech VAs have run, which is create your first funnels challenge. So actually we're helping those people create their first lead generation funnel, which is quite an intense one, right? Yeah. And then we've run our 5-day avatar challenge before, because we know, and everyone else that follows us knows how important avatar is. So we make sure that you understand all of who your avatar is, everything about them, all the languaging, all the connections, where they hang out, so that you can then target your marketing or your products to your ideal client. And now this one is our new one, which is about our visibility strategy, which is for people who are suffering from imposter syndrome. They are making the reach and the impact that they want, or they might not be positioning themselves as an expert as they want to be seen. So we will help you in those 5 days increase all those 3 things. So as I said before, remember, the point of a challenge is to push somebody out of their comfort zone, to go, look, come into my safe space where we can practice. I can give you some advice. You can try on this new pair of shoes, see if you get some blisters. But this is a way for you to actually have some handheld guidance in a skill or a problem that you want to solve or develop in a safe place. So you're not giving them everything. You're just saying, come and try this on, come and practice with me in a safe environment. And so just keep that in mind. Keep it simple, keep it one outcome related, and make it relevant to the person's problem or need that they're aware of already. And I can see some comments coming on.
So the comments that have been happening whilst you've been chatting are, you know, a couple of people are obviously doing their challenges, and she's doing the bodily curve. She's doing the 5 days to flatten your curve. I said, what curve? And she did mean exactly. So I was like, oh, hang on a minute. That's got me an intrigue. In my head, it was about bodies, but you just never know, right? So even that is an interesting one. So we'll come on to that. So there's a link in there for that. And Monica's saying that she really gets it around the imposter syndrome. Great. Which makes sense. So that was that whole kind of, you know, what topic should I do it on? So that's one whole area that kind of prevents people from actually stepping in and doing something. So these two brave souls have decided, right, I know what topic I'm doing it on. Here's another one that might just stop you, which is, what if nobody takes part? Oh my goodness me. So the first thing that we want to say about that is, you know, it's to put you in mind, you know, put you really at ease around determining the main reason for your challenge. A lot of the time, you need to understand what you want to get or have at the end of the challenge. So this is down to the 4 intentions. Kat was obviously spot on, you know, which is that first intention, which is, what do I want this to do for me? If I'm going to put time and effort into sharing my knowledge, my awareness, my insights with people, then what do I want as a result of it? And getting really clear on that is useful. So here are some thoughts for you. So it might be that you want more engagement, as we said before, but it might also just be raising the awareness of a topic or a brand in and of itself. So it might be the personal brand that you have, or indeed the topic that you talk about. For some of you, you have a very direct thing that you can educate people on, but sometimes you need to educate people on the need for the thing that you do, if that makes sense. So sometimes your challenge could even be about raising the awareness around that particular thing. For a lot of you, it's usually around growing your group members, or the numbers of people in your specific group, or indeed around growing your reach, so that you are simply, you know, increasing the size of your database so that you can be in a position to upsell. And for some of you, it's about the direct product and the actual, I've got this thing that's really useful, do you want it? And the upsell that goes with that. What were you going to say?
I'm in there. So what we're saying for you to do is, with the Facebook challenge, we're saying that you run them in the group, and Correct. You also get their email database. And that's why running a Facebook challenge can increase your group member size, because you're saying this exclusive offer that they have to be over there. It's really weird that this has flipped this video, because that is the wrong way, which I'm facing, which means I have to go over there. But anyway, your group in order to access the training. So it's a great way of actually growing group size members.
And we can see that here. So, you know, Anne's got a very clear, determined, you know, I want 50 new people in my Facebook group and engagement, and 5+ people to sign up for my membership program. So I love that you've taken everything I just said and went, I want some of this, some of this, some of this, and some of that. And it's beautiful, because having some targets is a really good thing.
So and on that, if you want 50 new people in your Facebook group and engagement, then if you work on a sales conversion or an opt-in conversion of 5 to 10%, then you're going to want like 500 people to be seeing the opt-in page for the challenge to then have a 10% conversion that will come into the group. And then got another 10% that will sign up for membership. So just have that in mind, that you've got to have 500 eyes on your challenge to get that conversion ratio. But it's a great target to have.
Yeah. So and that then kind of hopefully, in fact, I was strategizing with somebody yesterday around this. That then allows you to go, right, okay, well, where do I need to be seen? Where can I put this? But we're coming on to that. So here's the thing. If you are at an early stage of creating a group, because this really is about, because, you know, we really do say your page is your stage. So your Facebook business page is the stage. It's where you broadcast from. It's where you know, stand and do your thing. But the group is really the after party. The group is where you have the conversations, where you build the connections, you build relationship in that way. And if you are at a really early stage of creating the group, then the challenge really is a great way of increasing those numbers, because it also creates some really great foundational content inside the group to kick it off. Because there's just value, and more value in a challenge. And if you're not providing value in a challenge, don't do one, right? So I said this just earlier on, and we really do want to highlight this. Some of you will absolutely run the challenge as a way to do market research, to see whether people are aware of the topic, whether they're interested in the topic, and what actively goes on. But you can also use them to test your new product, because, you know, when your avatar is aware of their strengths and weaknesses around a certain topic, and you have a product that actively kind of helps with that, they're going to want to, they have more awareness. So by that token, they either go, I really want to solve that problem, or develop myself so that I can actively combat that problem. And then, of course, you know, they've got a product right there. They've got awareness right there and a product right there. And you get where I'm going with that, right? So it's like, oh, yes. So they might just choose that. But the first thing you need to do is really understand, why are you running the challenge? And then please have the peace of mind to know that it's not, it's that quality quantity type of thing. Sometimes having a challenge and only having, let's say, 100 people go through the challenge may still provide you with an incredible amount of connection, conversation. The first time we ran our avatar challenge, which was 18 months ago, I don't know, something like that. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, but we went, right, it's clear and obvious to us, because, you know, we talk about the avatar all the time. The first time we ran it, it was important for us to just run it, just to understand where people were at. Yeah. When we then ran it for a second time, we added extra bits in. What were you just going to say?
I'm going to say that ties into what Menika was just saying. So she wants to know what her clients say about the help she provides, as she's changed her avatar. She wants 12 people for beta testing her new online course, with commitment to taking action and provide genuine feedback, and at least 2 people to sign up for the paid course. So just like we just spoke there to Anne about, like, reverse engineering how many people, if you don't know your sales conversions, and that's one thing that we would always help you track in Changemaker Central, we want to make sure that you know what your from stage conversion is, your online conversion, your sales page conversions. That's a really good stat to know. But if you're just starting off, then the average sales conversion is actually about 3 to 6% for most people who aren't trained in sales. Yeah. So that's a really good thing to keep in mind. That I was just doing some feedback today in our membership group, and saying that you reverse engineer. This lady's doing a webinar. And she said, "Oh, I want 30 people on a webinar." Well, you need at least 60 people registered, because 50% don't turn up onto a webinar. So you've got to know your numbers to reverse engineer. And I'm just picking up on Julie's point as well. She wants more people to join or be aware of her Facebook group. People join the group, then link to the landing page and give email addresses to get more details. And she's aware she hasn't publicized it enough. Okay, so Julie, we're going to talk about the process of the landing page and the group. And also, yeah, definitely the promo bit, not just in your group, but outside of your group is actually really important.
And sometimes it is about taking a step back and delaying for a week to actually go, have I got all my ducks in a row? You know, have I got everything set up in the way that I actively want? And this, you know, we'll come on to that in a moment. It should help you. So even if you run it right now and then you decide to run it again in 2 months' time because you've got the learning from it and you've got the learning from this, that's completely and utterly allowed. So the big thing here really is that if you're worried that you don't have, you know, a lot of people in there, then actively reach out to a core of 10 or 20 people that you know that, you know, they might be clients, they might be good prospects, they might be people who are hanging around you, they might be colleagues, they might be peers, they could even be lots of people within the Connection Hub, for example, that might want to support you around a topic that they're interested in. And reach out personally and say, I'd really love your support in this, you know, and it will be beneficial for these reasons, which is what you're going to be saying anyway, because that's going to give you the confidence to show up on a daily basis at your best and deliver what you're delivering. And the first, you know, what is it they say? Your first is your worst. and then you do it again, because you've always got to do things 3 times, as we well know. I'm not going to bore everybody with that one. I say it a lot. So
it's really similar to when we say when you first set up your first Facebook group, people go, well, hang on a minute, there's not going to be any members in there. So the first people I invite in there are going to be like, well, it's a bit lonely in here. And so the very similar thing there is we say, look, invite people who are ambassadors, who could be potential partners, who are, as Helena said, current or ex-clients, and just say, look, I've just started this. I know that you're interested in this topic because we've worked together or you've got a similar interest. Could you come in and do an introduction post just to get the momentum going? So that you see there are other people in there. And that's the same with the live, right? You can say, could you, with the challenge, you can say, could you be part of the challenge? And then when we're asking you to post your results of the first day, could you just start the ball rolling? Could you post your results? And so you've got a couple of these, whether you class them as ambassadors or whatever in there, then you've got the momentum and people start then saying, oh, there's other people taking place. I'm not gonna be the first.
Yeah, it's that whole kind of first follower piece. If you can find a couple of first followers, that's a really, really good piece. So let's move them on a little.
But, because you're asking questions about, well, you're stating things about the process. We'll go with, we've got quite a few points on this, so we'll flip between us. But we're talking about the tech, the setup, and the process.
Yeah.
So because that's where a lot of people get stuck. So in essence, this is what's required, and we're just going to give you the overarching outline rather than the detailed one because it's already past.
I know. I'm like, oh my God, we need to talk fast.
We want to make sure you've got the template. So the first thing you need to do is set the length of your challenge. Okay, you might want to get a pen and paper and write this down if you're not used to our teaching style. The first thing to do is set the length. An average Facebook challenge, I know Monica's just saying she might do a day challenge next time. The average length is 5 to 7 days, because in normal times, that's probably about the length of time that people feel that they can do something for, committed for that, you know, consistently for 5 to 7 days. Some people might think that a month or whatever is too much commitment. So that's the first thing you need to work in your head, because then from that you reverse engineer the amount of content, the topics, the teaching points within your topic you're going to talk about, and the challenges you're going to set every day. Then you need to either go live in your Facebook group every day, or when we used to do the avatar challenge, we had recorded videos. So we recorded all of the content beforehand and then just scheduled them to go live and went out in the group on a daily basis.
And I am just going to say this, when we did our very first avatar challenge, we didn't have the videos. The second time we ran the avatar challenge, we actually did this, and there was a marked difference, wasn't it?
So the point of these videos is so that you can actually do, you know, between a sort of 3 and a 10-minute teach on the step for the day. Okay, so obviously we've got our outcome of being more visible. our first step is actually having more understanding and awareness of your uniqueness in you and your skills so that you can show up as you, right? So if that's the thing, then we need to do a little video teach about how well do you know yourself? How well do you value yourself? How well are you aware of your uniqueness, your talents, your strengths, your skills, blah, 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 blah. And so your little video paints the picture of the importance of knowing this skill, developing it, and then you're going to give them a call to action to do something, okay? Yeah. So if you're going to do a Facebook Live, I would say be consistent in the... Oh! My chair just popped out! I'm not going to mention anything. I'll let you just get over that and enjoy it. So your Facebook Live should go live the same time every day. So we will go live at 1 o'clock every day because that is the time that we do our Facebook Lives. So it's people are aware of that, and we find it's a good time for as many of our international members and viewers as possible as well. If you do a recorded video, then make sure that that is scheduled to be promoted at the same time. So again, you're providing this consistency for people. And then make sure that it's not a massive teach because people haven't got enough time. They want to understand the importance and then give themselves a challenge to go and then implement that knowledge.
And there is something here about, there is an opportunity for you to outline how the challenge is going to work so that, if you know that they need to set aside, Anne, I don't know what you're planning, but, if you're doing flattening curves and that's going to take 15 minutes a day, you want to be upfront about that stuff so that people can set aside that thing. And so that's the heads up or the frame, as I always talk about.
Yeah. So if we talk about, I'm not saying this is it, but if we were talking about doing a Facebook Live challenge, the first day that you go live, the challenge for the teach for that day might be getting your introduction right. So that's what most people go when they go live. I don't know what the first thing I'm going to say is. So you might be a little teach and give them a little script to follow. And then their challenge for the day is to then go live with their script and try that on. So that's the next point. So we set the length, average 5 to 7 days.
Yeah.
Go live at the same time every day or put a recorded video out 3 to 10 minutes long every day so that you're teaching them the awareness of a part of that step of the outcome. Then set them something that they need to achieve, a task, something that actually will give them something that they can publicly post the result. So as I just said there, they might have to do a Facebook Live in the group with that introduction. With ours, they actually have to post some awareness of some psychometric tests that we're actually going to give them to do so that you can actually learn something new about yourself. Yeah. So, but don't make this really hard, okay? You want people to be moving very, very like a breadcrumb trail, very slowly through your challenge, but you want to make each step achievable. Otherwise, they're going to go, God, I'm so confused, I'm stuck, I don't know how to do this, and then they leave the challenge because they hit a wall.
But what you also want to do is you want to keep their commitment, and when you make it easy for people to achieve, they're going to keep that commitment and they're going to come back and they're going to be connected and in relationship with you, which is exactly what you're wanting around engagement. So they might even lurk around your challenge for a couple of days and then go, but they're doing it in the background, but then they might get brave enough to actually tell you that they're doing something, but only if you make it simple.
So when Helena said about not just doing this on the fly, that it's good to plan this, is because actually your video scripts of what you're teaching, your emails that you've written to promote the challenge for the day and everything else, the ManyChat or chatbot messages have all been programmed and set to go out all those times. That then means that when the challenge is live, your job is to show up and engage, not to be putting the content out there. Your job is to be answering people's questions. What did you mean by this? Or did I do this right? What's your feedback on that video I just gave? It's your chance to show up, demonstrate your support through their learning, and also position yourself as the expert in this subject by giving them feedback, by giving them tips, by giving them some insights on their results that they've posted or questions and comments that they've had on the video that you put up that day. So your job is to be, don't do a Facebook Live challenge in a week that you're really busy delivering and you haven't got time to be online, because you really need to be in there, not 24 hours, but you want to be logging on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I'd probably say 3-4 times a day you want to be in that group, making sure you're answering questions, encouraging people, supporting people, and demonstrating that expertise. So your job is to engage during that week. Everything should have been pre-written.
And so with that, I was just going to say this. So Julie's just saying, I post a video each day with a prompt of what to say or show about in a video. Now, if you're inviting them, it's brilliant. And what I was saying was, if you're inviting them, so this is back to that quality and quantity, and, you know, it doesn't have to be a lot of people, but if you're inviting them to actively do, you know, post the video, the 1-minute video or something, if you've got 150 people, you can't set the expectation of you sitting there watching 150 1-minute videos. You know, that's going to be painful. And trust me, I've definitely gone through somebody who did that, and it was like, I'm never doing that again. Yeah. They were rocking fatally by the end of it. So
we have 7,000 people in our group, right? So if we all said put a video up, but like Menika's saying here, she gives them a worksheet and record every day to post. So sometimes it doesn't involve you giving feedback on everything, but you still have to be there to answer people's questions. Yes. Now, I will say on this, some people, and we do this, we've done it since the beginning, we give prizes to people that have actually shown up, and this is for you to make that decision. You might give a prize on a way that you've judged someone's performance, and that's completely how you're giving prizes. Or in this one that we're just about to launch, the Visibility Challenge, we're actually associating activities with points. And then the more points you get, the more prizes you get. So if you like a post, if you comment on a post, if you do these types of things and share your results, then you're going to accumulate more points every day. But obviously, you've then got to get a way of who's tracking that, right? We haven't got time to track that. So our VA goes in and tracks how many likes and tallies up all the people that are in the challenge. It's all on a spreadsheet of how many people have got points. So you've got to think about, how are you tracking people's performance to give them a prizes, or how are you going to judge something at the end to then say you're the winner? And you don't always have to have prizes. Most people are going to get their prize by the outcome of whatever they're going to achieve at the end. I have no idea if your chair's falling again, or whether someone's put something.
Kat's actually kind of used a line that we are using in our little script.
Yeah, that's in our script. That's in our mini chat thing.
Which is good. So I'm aware of time. So let's see how lasered we can be around the get your note taking out, because we want you to understand what some of the assets are that you require to run your challenge. So, you know, because there's a thinking stage, there's a writing stage, there's a creating stage, there's a delivery stage, there's a follow-up stage. You know, there are some stages in this. So, and no, I'm not saying those again. You'll just have to watch it back. So thinking, writing, creating, delivering, and follow-up. So for intentions, first of all, for those of you who don't know what that is, it'll help you think through what you want to get and what you want to give, but also give you some real language from the avatar around the topic in that way. And to have that outcome in mind, as Kelly already said, and then breaking it down into those 5 or 7 steps, tiny steps that you can keep simple and achievable, because you want the people to make progress. You want them to stay with you for the whole time. Then that piece where you create that 3 to 5 minute teach on a video, because videos really work. They made a massive difference to us on each step, making it really simple, having the bullet points and following those, and then setting that activity, the tangible outcome for them to go, I've done it, you know, in that way. And that's, you know, that's the essence of your preparation. That's the first thing.
Okay, so these are the assets. Then have the outcome in mind, and then create those 3 to 5 minute teach videos, or have the scripts ready to go live. The next thing which we've been talking about is have the landing page, right? So I know that I can't remember who it was talking about.
It was Julie.
Brilliant, Julie. So actually what we've done, and we highly encourage you just to sign up to ours just so you can see the process, is we've actually created the landing page on our software that we use for all of our landing pages, which is leadpages.net. And that allows us to then promote that in emails, newsletters, other people's groups, outside the group, on the page, basically wherever we can promo our challenge, we can do that. And the reason why we do that is because we can see on lead pages how many impressions that page has had. Impressions means how many people have seen that page. So if you were looking for a target of 600 eyes on that, it will also show you on lead pages your conversion ratio. So obviously it's good to be at a conversion ratio of like 30 to 40 of an opt-in page. That's quite good. So then you can work out, well, am I on track for getting those 60 people into this challenge if that's my target? It's a really nice way of working. Is it converting? Is it not? And so that landing page, that sales page, is basically outlining what the challenge is, really simple, what problem the challenge solves or what aspiration it gives them, and what are they going to walk away with being able to do, be, or have at the end of the challenge. Nothing else for them to do other than to click on the button. Now, when we've run this previously, we've run it purely on lead pages, and then that button links to our active campaign CRM system that sends them the daily reminder emails of the challenge and what the challenge is. This time what we've done is we've linked it, but we've linked it to ManyChat, our new chatbot. So when you click subscribe, it actually takes you to the Facebook Messenger, and you also go into an email nurture sequence and a ManyChat sequence. And the reason why we did this, guys, because I'm going to put a link in a minute of a Facebook Live training we did on chatbots, but we've noticed that when people have got that little annoying 1 or 2 in your little messenger symbol on Facebook, people are more likely, it's like 90% of people will open that email, that personal message on Facebook, rather than an email open rate of about 30% on your CRM system. So this way we're capturing both. You'll get the same information and it's not overwhelming, but you'll get to see it in 2 different places, which hopefully we will basically increase our engagement and increase people not missing the messages or missing that day's challenge. So I'll put the link into ManyChat and chatbot training in there. And then what they do is in that email and in that ManyChat sequence, we say, you have to be in our group to be part of the challenge. Here is the link to the group, because all of the Facebook Live videos are going to be in the group. Okay, so they can't see them unless they're a member. So that's the first page. So this is where, when Helena was saying at the beginning, you might do a Facebook challenge to increase the members of your group. You promote the landing page everywhere, and then they say, come and join the group to be part of the challenge. Now, there are people that do Facebook Live challenges as expert trainers, and some of them will say they would want you to create a new group for every challenge that you do. And that's fine. We're not saying that doesn't work. We've never done it, so we only ever teach what we've done. But when we've got our overarching marketing strategy on, we're like, well, why would we want to have like 16 or however many groups out there? We just want everyone in one group, right? Because therefore it just increases the continuity. And also from an admin perspective, I don't want to stop a group and start another one. There's more longevity, in our opinion, of having everybody in one place, which is our connection.
Unless, of course, you are doing a challenge around something that Anne's saying, I used to do that and it was so difficult, and it spreads you really, really thin. However, the one kind of caveat on that would be, if you are doing something that's really sensitive, you know, something that is highly confidential, not highly confidential, you know, but
But Janie Lee Grace was watching a minute ago, and so she runs the Sober Club, which is obviously the people who want to stop drinking. So that might be something. She has got a Sober Club Facebook group though, which are for her members. So, you know, if everyone in there, and remember, it was only this week, guys, that Facebook changed their settings, that if you have a private group, you are never now allowed to make it public, because there are many people that have thought that they were part of a private group about a sensitive issue, and then the admins have decided to make it public, and then everyone's like, well, I don't want my boss to see that this was going on in my life or whatever. So
however, you know, so here's the thing. If that is what you're going to do, then you can have it, but say again, it's that frame up at the beginning. You say, this is going to be open for up to 6 weeks after the actual challenge, because I know you're going to be embedding it and everything else. In the meantime, then come over to the main group where, you know, we continue conversations around this, that, and the other. So that would be the caveat that we have, because otherwise, as Anne says, it's really hard to do because you're managing so many groups. And at the end of the day, you're running a business on your terms, peeps. So the next little piece, I said this before, you know, page is your stage, the group is the after party, right? So within that, as Kelly's just said, they've signed up, and now part of what you'll create in the run up to it is these automated emails that advise them on how the challenge is actually going to work, that frame up, as I've been saying. So the dates that it's going to run, the times that you're going to go live, what they're going to achieve, why they actually need it, you know, the prizes that are involved. So they've got the detail up front around how this actively works, right? And then the emails and the chatbot messages that actively go out on a daily basis that tell them about the daily task, because you want to remind them about that. You know, hey, we're going live in 10 minutes might be what the many chatbot kind of says, and that's exactly what we're, you know, sort of putting in. And the whole point behind this is that you want them to understand that it's coming and that they've got it in their diary even. So you might also just increase the open rate of your daily messages by using a chatbot in addition to the emails, because they're coming at it twice and you go, yes, I signed up for that, I wanted that, I really do want it, but people get distracted. So you want to help them be part of the challenge as much as possible. And some of that is also just about creating really nicely branded, highly appropriate memes, pictures and words that go with it to say, this is what's happening, this is the task of the day, what are you doing towards it? So there's a scheduling thing that goes on in there.
Yeah.
Frame, 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 and more frame, please.
So Anne's just saying, and also after we're going back to the group side of things, after if you ask people to move, or just lost it, move to the main group, you'll lose half.
Yes.
Julie's also saying she has a separate group from people doing from camera shy to camera confident course, but running a current challenge in what will be her main group. So good to know that she's got that right.
Great.
Janie is still watching, so she's saying such helpful stuff. I did a challenge for my members, but don't have an open group, so I couldn't use to attract new members, or could I? Thanks for your expertise. Yes, yeah, so that's what I said to Janie. Janie, please do put the Sober Club URL in there in case people are wanting to look at your private members group and look at your challenge done in there. Okay, so the other thing, we've already alluded to this before as well, is that just thinking about the strategy around allocating prizes. How are you allocating them? How are you allocating? How are you measuring points, if that's the side of things? And if you are going back to that first, why are you doing a Facebook challenge? And it is to actually upsell or promote a service or a product that you're offering. How are you then going to suggest the next step, right? We've got some people here saying they want 2 people on their paid program. They want 5 people on their membership. So how are you then at the end of the 5 or 7 day challenge? How are you promoting this?
Yeah.
And in the training that we've been part of, they say they actually, the mistake most people make is leaving the promotion of the product or service right to the end, because some people don't make it to the end of the challenge. So therefore they've, you know, got waylaid, or they just fell off the radar for whatever reason. So they are saying that it's actually really good to actually seed the product that you're selling later on and mention it in the email or in the many chat sequence, actually throughout the program, rather than just waiting right to the end. That might be something for some of you to think about. And if you might be the fact that you might be doing releasing the competition winners, who's actually won first, second, and third prize. Well, then, you know, make sure that you keep people hanging and tell them about the product in between who won first and third prize, so that you're actually tying it all in together. Is there a follow-up email? Is there an offer saying, because you're part of the challenge, you get to use this promo code for the next 48 hours? These are all things that need to be strategized and thought about, rather than just in the moment blurt it out and go, yeah, I needed to tell them about my next product and I forgot when I was supposed to do this. So this is all part of planning. I know saying she needs to watch the chatbot.
It's to watch the chatbot, it's a really, really good one, and you'll get even more kind of tidbits from it. So do that first and then do the 4 intentions, which is good. So obviously this is a full-on invitation to take part in our #visibility challenge, which is of course for speakers, authors and coaches to increase your reach, impact and positioning. That's our whole purpose in running it. So Kelly's put it in there, and I am going to put it on the screen just for the fun of it, which is here. So here's the thing. As a speaker, author, coach, you might want the outcome of being more visible, but you might also want to go through this because you want to see what a challenge looks like and how it might actually work for you, so you get some ideas. One of the best things that we do in here and really do inside the Connection Hub is we model and we use and model the behaviors, because we never teach you anything that we're not doing ourselves, sometimes even along the way, which is good. So we want to encourage you. We say challenges are brilliant, and they do take more work than just thinking up I'm going to do a challenge. And if you've been in that scenario, you know that they take a lot of work, right? But a little bit of careful planning actively allows you to put it into that product range very nicely, as Kelly was saying, right up at the front where people have a problem and they're shying away from it and they're kind of hiding away from it. So this is our encouragement to you to join our visibility challenge, because we want all of you to be more visible anyway. You are change makers, and what you do changes the world. So please, please, please come and be, learn how to be seen even more, or get the courage to be seen even more. But more importantly, if you are thinking about doing a challenge, then you may as well do something that helps you on both levels. So we'd love to see you there. That's it.
You can sign up now, and the challenge will actually start on the 18th of May. So you've got some time to register. But you'll learn all that when you click on the landing page, and you'll get all the automated messages. So we look forward to seeing you next Tuesday, and also throughout the challenge that starts on Monday.
Yeah. Many blessings. Bye.